Rainmaker is a very annoying mode. Not only do you have to lug a big goldfish around to score points, but you have to trust your teammates to do the same thing, and the results often can be unpleasant. Rainmaker is a lot like eating a hot dog. If the hot dog was getting rammed up your ass. That is to say, Rainmaker is a very annoying mode that features a lot more volatility than its brethren. But with a few changes to how you play, you'll find yourselves winning more games than ever before. And don't take my word for it, take my friend Sam's word for it. A solo queue warrior who recently just got a 2900 X power in Rainmaker. So, what weapons do you usually play in Rainmaker?
Well, when I got the power, it was Nautilus.
Right.
But like the first half, I used Hydra.
Okay.
Usually for Rainmaker, I stick to like more backline weapons just because people don't know how to defend. I mean, Hydra it's kind of like my go-to for Rainmaker just because
For the range?
the defending. The range and just people are like, oh, there's a Hydra, they gotta take it, and I'm much more confident taking the Rainmaker.
So you like always take the Rainmaker?
Yeah, because, you know, it's solo queue and you can't really trust people.
I asked him if he had any general tips for playing at a high level.
I try to utilize squid rolls a lot. Yeah, I'm also very passive with the Rainmaker in the sense of like, I'll be shooting a lot and I won't just run it or like I play it more slow, not passive, slow.
Okay.
Because, you know, people grab it as soon as you have one person down or nobody down and just get like 10 points and it's like, okay, we're still in mid, that didn't help.
Right.
Usually whenever I pick it up, we have at least 2 people down on the other side.
Okay.
And then I just try to find at least one more. Unless it's like a quick burst checkpoint, you know.
Alright, so Sam says be patient, don't pick up the Rainmaker until it's necessary. But I wanted to delve deeper and ask him, when's the point where you can push? And what is he doing to get to that point?
I think it depends on the map and the situation.
Okay.
But usually I'll try to at least like clear certain like, you know.
Like clear certain areas.
A good example would be like for museum. Say I picked it up in mid, we just got the pop, you know. I would try to shoot pretty much their entire like plat area just because that's where most people are. And then once we get, you know, at least 2 people down, then I'll like either go forward or take it right, depending on positioning of the people. One more thing is that like I will try to look for an opportunity of when I can just go. Yeah, and taking note of like if there's someone flanking. Again, on museum, you have the top left part that you can flank on.
Right.
So like if I see one person died on their team and another person's flanking, usually that's a good sign to push forward just because it's essentially 2 people down.
So what would you say to people who may have a problem working with their team?
Definitely just make sure you're actually like being aware of like your teammates and the other team. Know where your teammates are as much as you can. When you want to know when your teammates are in front of you or behind you, because if they're behind you, that usually means don't pick up the Rainmaker just because you're probably going to die instantly.
Right.
You kind of just have to just be paying attention to your map and the...
So you check your map often?
Yeah. I'm not constantly spamming it, but I'll check every once in a while just to like a certain flank route if I can't directly see it while I'm
interesting.
using the Rainmaker.
Do you maybe have any sort of criticisms of how you've seen your teammates play when they pick up the Rainmaker?
They don't shoot enough.
They don't shoot enough.
Yeah. The Rainmaker has really good paint, and just it's essentially like a giant bomb
Right.
wherever you're shooting. So just find the most like contested spots where people like to sit on the other team and just shoot there and make it to where they can't sit there. Because usually when they're moving, your teammates can go in and kill them. Another thing is check what other people are wearing and what like subs they have. Because if you're going against a team that has like 4 regular bombs or 4 suction bombs and object shredder,
Right.
don't go for pop. Unless you also have that, don't go for pop. You should usually be wearing object shredder unless you're like a T-Tech or like a something that uses stealth jump effectively. It's either or, it doesn't really matter. But if you're like, you know, a Hydra like I was for part of it, you should definitely be wearing object shredder. Because, you know, it shreds the shield and crabs and stuff.
Right. So, from talking to Sam, it was clear that there are a number of specific things he does that helps him win Rainmaker games. Number 1, carry the Rainmaker often, as you really can't rely on your teammates to be very good at carrying it themselves. Number 2, always have a strong defense, whether this means using certain weapons to help you defend better, or just making better plays while defending. As matches, a Rainmaker can be very volatile. Being able to defend successfully will keep the enemy team from getting a crazy lead, and especially a KO. Sam's high power in X rank can be attributed to his high technical skill, but his smart critical thinking is ultimately what allows him to be consistently on top. Ultimately, it's in your hands to win the games. And hopefully, you've learned something today that you can carry for life. Or maybe you'll forget it by tomorrow. Which is fine too, I guess. At least you tried.